Our first interview here in the EDRS. I am your
to round two qualifying. Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round two at Gateway here. We're going to be hosting the qualifying session, 45 minutes of qualifying here at the first oval of the season. This track is pretty high speed. Drivers can get up to 190 miles per hour with push to pass. So it is quite a high speed circuit. We will see drivers pushing 22-second lap times around here, and you might see in the background there one of our previous race winners, or round one winner, Chesko, driving around the track. He's going to be hoping to back up his previous performance at St. Petersburg with hopefully another win for him. He's currently sitting atop the championship standings with a 1 point lead to Cam. Cam finishing just behind him with a intense sprint to the finish at St. Petersburg. And that was a race to watch. Lots of incidents, lots of cautions, but at the same time, lots of great racing. And we actually are going to now hear from the previous race winner, who is Chesko.
interview here in the EDRS. I am your interviewer. I usually call myself Yugoslav Pony. Others call me different names. It's totally fine. And welcome to the interview station here. You've got the logo back there. We've got all the items that we need. And of course, we're missing one key detail, and that would be an interview person. Well, someone to interview. Thankfully, we have one of those. Come on in, Chesko.
Hello, hello.
All right. So from what I hear, you somehow managed to ease through the tight turns at St. Petersburg, and you got the pole for St. Petersburg. So congrats on that. I just want to ask you a few questions, though, if that's fine.
Fine with me.
All right. So first and foremost, where did your racing instincts come from to get into row racing?
Honestly, it all started off when karting when I was a bit younger. Used to do a little indoor e-karting league and just kind of fell in love with racing from there. Started doing it virtually and just found I was kind of good at it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's how most of them usually start out. And second question I have, which kind of motorsport is your favorite kind of racing?
Probably endurance or Indycar. Just a great mix of racing, good battling. Not too many crazy regulations, just a lot of fun.
Yeah, fair enough. A lot of ease and smooth racing there. That's nice. And who is your biggest row racing driver inspiration, if you have any?
If I had one, probably CC or Iron Laser.
Ooh, Nice. Two names I've never heard of before. I'm sure they're probably pretty good. All right, next question. Who is your favorite all around motorsport driver?
All around motorsport driver, probably Kevin Estra or Lewis Hamilton. One of the two.
Oh, yeah, Lewis Hamilton, the one washed Ferrari guy. I mean, Ferrari guy.
Yeah.
Pray to God Ferrari gives him a good engine. Anywho, moving on. Let me see here. Are there any moves in your row racing career that you regret? Like any bad decisions, any sort of tankering there?
Well, if I think about it, probably Puma's IndyCar 320 500-ish. I think it was about 250 actually, but coming with like four laps to go, right? I'm right behind in P2, then just entered a little bit too high, got pushed out the way, just fell back like three positions and could not recover. Probably the biggest mistake I had in racing. Had a really good shot to win it too.
Yeah, some move made at the wrong time, spin out because of a small mistake. It happens to the best of us and all of us. And moving on, if you weren't a row racer, where would you likely be right about now?
Right now, I'd probably be at the gym right now, or honestly, yeah,
One of those
probably at the
guys that
gym.
hangs out in the gym lifting weights. Ah, strong me. Gotta get them gains somehow.
Yep.
Anyways, uh, another question. There may be some risks that come with being a row racer, such as people yelling at you, people yelling for making the wrong block, and the host of row racing, doesn't matter who it is, sometimes getting upset. How do you manage those kinds of risks?
Honestly, just kinda deal with it, right? Like some owners, they're gonna suck, right? Like the league might be good, but the owner, I've definitely had a few of those. uh, Chris's Endurance Championship. I mean, anyway, yeah, it's just like you kind of have to deal with it, right? Some drivers are gonna be angry. Honestly, just move on. Especially in like the NASCAR scene, right? Everyone has short tempers, but honestly, you
Ooh,
just drive, do
yes.
your thing, move on.
Ooh, yes, yes. Says, trust me, as someone who's mainly done row racing in the NASCAR sector, believe me, it's a hellscape over there. I've never really done
Yeah, I think
Indy.
just a couple days ago, I actually got turned mid-race for no reason, so it was fun. Yeah.
Oh, dang. That sucks. Anywho, second to last question. How have you enjoyed your time in EDRS so far?
EDRS has been pretty chill doing the Endurance Multiclass Championship introduced by David, if you know him. Pretty good driver when he's not being a terrorist. It's pretty fun. Fennec can be a little iffy sometimes, especially with his attitude sometimes. But otherwise, it's pretty chill. Get to host my own subdivision, which I have to host tomorrow, AMGC.
Oh,
But
good
yeah.
luck with that. Anyways, final question here, and this one's a bit of a tricky one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how stacked do you think you'd be able to handle the competition in EDRS?
If we're talking IndyCar, I think I have a pretty fair shot at multiple top threes over the season. Biggest competitors, honestly, are going to be Roto, Cut, and maybe Jaeger. But Jaeger is kind of terrorist that gets himself a lot of penalties, so we'll see how things transpire over the season.
All right, and that was our final question. I like how you didn't answer. You just went with a long-winded answer. That's the ones I appreciate. It was a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh yeah, oh scale 1 to 10, probably is one like easy or like 10
Well,
hard?
one is basically that you're probably going to be the worst driver out there. 10 is being you're going to be the best driver out there.
I think I'll give myself an 8 or 9, honestly.
All right, on the scale. All right.
Yeah,
So thank you, Chesko, for being here. Congrats on the pole for St. Petersburg, and we will see you next time, hopefully in Victory Lane, dog.
thank you very much.
And tune in to the next EDRS interview, where next time I'm going to interview someone else. I just don't know yet. Bye.
Our championship leader and previous race winner. Now, let's see. We're going to see his previous winning margin. It was a close race to the finish. There was a late caution, so that did make it slightly more artificial, that close margin, but still, it was a great race. He was able to make the passes he needed to take the lead. And let's see if he can continue this good run, or sorry, this one finish and make it into a run of good results, hopefully allowing him to hang on to his championship lead. As now we're going to be talking about the circuit. Um, Gateway, it's a very it's not a huge track like Indianapolis per se, or maybe even Phoenix. You could compare it, but it is still a very large circuit, and you might see a couple of drivers going three wide into turn three and four here. Um, that is very possible. And Min, what would you say about that? I mean, you have a little bit of experience with preseason testing in these cars, and you've been able to do some runs. And what do you think? What do you think we'll see from this race today?
Yes, I do hope it's going to be a an interesting race today. Couple interesting turns up ahead. Uh, well, it's a whole circuit race, so there'll be a lot of turns, a lot of available accidents that could be had, but hopefully we'll have some clean racing today and we can avoid all those accidents.
Yeah, I really hope we will be able to have a clean qualifying session. All the drivers are definitely going to be hoping for a good starting position here.
Mm.
No points for qualifying, but still, the RDH pole award is going to be something very desired among the drivers. Um, as we see, I mean, this track, it is only 1.2 miles, and we're doing 200 laps, so quite a long race distance, but it's still going to be go by very quickly. As we've seen from the previous practice sessions, drivers are able to do a lot of laps. And I think, what do you think? How long will this last?
The qualifying, hopefully not too long, but actually going forward with the race, I think we could be looking at least like an hour of race, a decent hour of racing, avoiding all accidents, hopefully. But if we do have some accidents, like we did last race, with only two races actually finishing, we could be looking at maybe like an hour 30 with all the yellows.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a clean start. That is definitely the biggest place where we can have a caution, as well as just restarts and stuff. There are a few things like that could cause more cautions. I mean, we know yellows breed yellows, so that's something that we will try to avoid here. And yeah, this track, it's very high speed. It might not look like it, but drivers are able to get to 180 and maybe even 190 miles per hour, as I said before. Average qualifying time is going to be at 22.9, but we may see that come down. So, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, you can really keep it pinned out of turn four. If you can make it flat through three and four, you could get a very, very strong lap time, as we saw in warm ups.
Yes, as we saw in warm ups, we had a lot of good racers reaching the average quality lap time, but it all depends how they race today in the qualifying to see if it actually can keep up this average or if they fall off under the pressure.
Yeah. Now you got to remember, during qualifying you do only get, oh well, sorry, you don't get any resets. So one mistake and you're going to be out of the running, and at that point all you really hope for is that your competitors won't improve. The most important thing is, of course, setting that first lap, as we saw Dom actually make a mistake during qualifying in the last session at St. Petersburg, and he wasn't even able to make it at Group 1 of qualifying. So that was unfortunate for him, but hopefully a big improvement will be made there. Actually, replacing him today is going to be Cappy in the Treniton Racing lineup for the 99 car.
As always,
All right.
interesting.
Now
So,
we're going to be moving on to the qualifying format. I'm sure some of you may already know how IndyCar qualifying works at ovals, but we're going to run it through one more time. There are two lanes, one fast lane and a slow lane. It only activates after the first. Oh, sorry. All the drivers have completed one run. So after that, you can choose one of the two lanes. And how it works is the left lane or the slow lane. Basically, you keep your previous lap times, your fastest lap time. However, you get passed up by the drivers in the fast lane. Now, you may be asking, what is the trade-off for the drivers in the fast lane? Drivers in the fast lane get to skip the queuing ahead of all of the slow lane runners. However, they lose all of their previous lap times. They all get wiped. So one mistake, one crash, or a slower lap time, and their chances at pole are gone. Now we're going to be transitioning into the main session, which is going to be, of course, qualifying here. We're going to see quite a few drivers, around 12, I'd say 12 to 11, possibly more. We're going to see how it's going to go. And I'll pass it off to you, Mint, as you're going to be the lead for the rest of the session. and I'll go down into race control and get to hosting, I guess. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Well, yeah. Good luck. I'll see you later.
Yep. All right then. So we will see these races go off in a second. Just give me 2 minutes to sort out cameras, and then we can set sail. So as we can see, just on the lineup here, we do, I believe, we have Chesko up first, followed by just the rest of the drivers, and then another nominee coming in. Apologies
Hello.
if I mess up the cameras. Hello.
Where are you standing?
So we will start off with Chesko, the number one, who ended up winning last race. As you all saw the interview. Just give me 2 seconds to hide this UI for you, because I don't think anyone really wants to see that. Just,
I'm just standing at the pit building. Let's
so I
Here we
will. Okay, so I believe I cannot hide the UI, which is a little bit annoying.
one moment.
Yep.
The in-game UI or the UI?
In-game UI.
You can go in free cam.
Yes, I know I can go in free cam. I'll just. This is slightly annoying. I do apologize to the people watching. Let me just bring up.
Oh, you're up there.
So we are still waiting for. Oh, I was doing the wrong. Still waiting for the racers to, or Fennec to signal the go ahead for warm up. In the meantime, I am also still trying to hide this UI, so just bear with us for 2 seconds. We do see a lot of drivers in the back as well. Hopefully we can get the livery sorted out for us.
Yeah.
Okay, we do see Chesko pulling out of the warm-up. Oh no, never mind. Back in he goes. Okay. A little bit of a false start then, and does make contact with the car behind him. So that is an interesting position there. Let me just see if I can.
Didn't pop a tire.
Yes. Let me see if I can view names as well. Please work. Since anything can work, please. Okay, it doesn't.
So, sorry, I went a bit late. I had to eat, so that's fine.
Awesome. So, just give me 2 seconds to try and fix this, and then we'll be right back. Or until warm-up does decide to start.
Qualifying. And the qualifying is now green.
Okay, so we do see it qualifying starting now. So, I believe so. The timer has started, yet no one has set off. Apart from.
This is on track.
Okay, so we see Days heading off. Setting off a good lap time. Let me just see if I can quickly. Okay, so we have Roto coming up. Apologies about that. I just couldn't get the name sorted. What was that? Sorry.
Little. They have set at 23.442 right now.
Awesome. Yeah, so 23.442. So if we go back to the grid, we can see just easily how people will hold on this, as that's normally what we see in the average race time, but if we're looking at qualifying, he is falling off quite a bit there. So that will be Roto's warm-up, I believe, with a 23.442. Hopefully, and he does crash into the back there. Not what we wanted to see, but is what we will have to live with. Going back up to Chesko now to see who comes out. Still hoping I can hide this UI somehow, but I don't think that'll be possible.
So it's gonna depend on what setup these guys are gonna run. Then those turns is gonna be crucial how you take the turns.
Yes, that is correct. It will be interesting how they take these turns, but hopefully we do see some better ones than what Roto just said. So I believe Drifting is now pulling out.
Drifting is going out.
So Drifting will be next in qualifying. He is the helper. Oh, well, he is the main person of Drift Designs, one of the sponsors for this race.
Your name is Silver. Turn one.
Drifting knows his cars from inside out, and hopefully we can see him pull some really good lap times.
Going low to the high line.
And he says
23.167.
Yep. A 23.167. That is a decent lap time, but again, falling off that average that we saw earlier.
Low to the middle, up to high. Oh, a little roll tap that's gonna kill his time.
He does not improve on that one, but hopefully we will see more of him, or more of what he can do in the race.
What is Purple doing?
Drifting finishing his qualifying laps at a 23.167. Roto still at a 23.422. Bosh. Awesome. So we will go back up to Chesko now to see who is the next person that goes out qualifying. And it will be Mabel. Mabel will be the next person to pull out of the qualifying. We did see him crash last race several times, but every time, almost, he managed to get back into the pits.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I don't think he'll be able to do it on this track, but hopefully we do see something good out of qualifying from him today.
Yeah. So into turn 1, leave it flat, except on the high lane. So the lower lane, up onto the high lane.
And we will see now what Mabel has set. He has set a 23.467, coming in last currently in the qualifying. Not far off Roto, so he might be able to get something better this time. We will see though.
Low.
Yes, coming in bit slow, but he does not improve. So he will be coming in at last currently in the qualifying, currently setting a 23.467. Respectable, but still needs to improve, hopefully, when he gets to the race tomorrow. And into the pits he comes, earning a penalty for himself. So we will be now going to Chesko once again, just to look at the top of the pits. Chesko ready for whatever may come. And I believe it might be Chesko coming in now.
Chesko is the championship leader, so he has to go last.
Oh. Might be. I don't know. I don't know who's coming out yet. Cross your fingers, cross your toes. We might see Chesko, we might see Cam, we might see Hydrax, and it is Hydrax coming out now. Let me just quickly go to Hydrax.
Unusual.
Hydrax, one of those drivers in one of the unmarked cars. But we will hopefully see if he can pull anything good today in qualifying.
So low into the high middle high lane. Keep it on the high. So low.
And he does set us a 23.067 coming in first of the qualifying order. That is what we like to see. Some promising aspects from Hydrax here today.
Will that be a improvement? No, it will not.
No improvement, but he still does come first.
The team right now with 36 minutes and 4 survivors away. Unusual is usual setup.
The current gap from first to last is currently a 0.4 seconds, which anyone could come in between of. But if we're looking at 0.4 seconds in a race, that could be crucial time in depending who comes first and who comes last. So we do see Hydrax coming into the pits now, earning himself another penalty. But yet again, we go back to Chesko, our last race winner.
And Tommy is
already out.
and he does not follow the exit valve.
No, I don't think so. We've seen anyone
Wait,
follow the exit route today.
some people did, some people
But he does try to stay high through that first turn, coming into the start-stop line, and we will see him start his qualifying now.
Slow exit middle. Give the flat. Minor understanding. Goes third with a 23.317.
Tommy becoming third, just couldn't reach Hydrax's 23.67. Does he improve? He does not improve, but we see him coming into the pits now.
Go.
Coming in cleanly.
Next.
And we will see who comes out next for Indy 2026 Gateway Qualifying.
Frozen.
Frozen's coming out.
Follow the exit valve.
He does. Frozen currently representing C Sports on his livery.
Yep.
Of course, it is
Down
C
on the low
Sports.
line.
It is C Sports bringing you
Into the
this
middle.
broadcast.
Goes from the high to low. Keep it in the low. Exit middle. Like the ball tap, but I'm not sure.
And he reaches a 23.333, coming in fourth of this qualifying. So we will see what that brings him.
Blue.
Let's see if he does manage to improve on this next one. Oh, he does improve, setting a straight 23 seconds. That is amazing.
23 seconds clean.
Exactly. Frozen, if no one else is able to beat him, he will be doing it. He will be in P1 for Gateway tomorrow. I bet Hydrax is currently not very happy with Frozen, but Hydrax just couldn't set that 0.6 seconds ahead of him to get P1. But Frozen just sitting there mocking him right now. Anyways, we will go to Chesco to see who is next up on qualifying. And it will be Capel, I believe.
Hey, yo, yeah.
Cappy, awesome.
Exit route. Around it. Turn 3 and 4. Starting his lap. Take it to the middle. Exit. 4 taps slightly out of control on the high line. And they are qualifying on primary tires. Interesting. So, exit. Keeps it off the wall. Slow all the way around. First line, does he improve? Yes, he improved to 4th place with a 23.313.
And like that, he pulls into the pits. So that will be it. Cappy is starting P4 if no one else is able to beat him. Once again, going back to the pit leader to see who comes out next. And it will be this driver, I believe. I need to check who that is quickly.
That is Dursa.
Who was that, sorry?
Dursa.
I don't believe. Oh, I found him. Okay. So we will see him start his qualifying journey now. Desert Foe. We did not see much. We didn't see any of him, I don't believe, in the last race, but we will see what he can do today in Gateway.
Didn't really see much since first out last way.
And it looks like he does set a 24.07.
Probably
Or
gonna
7.
improve that.
If he can't improve, he will be the slowest driver we have seen onto the track today. But hopefully we'll see something now. No, unfortunately, he doesn't improve much, and in fact pulls in at the pit entry, which is an interesting strategy. I believe Fennec is telling him now to move it, get to pit exit. But Desert Foe will be starting P8. Well, whatever position will be last.
Yeah.
So we go back to Jesco now, and I believe it will be Cheese Tart will be starting next.
Yeah.
Cheese Tart, a very seasoned driver from what I remember him. I don't believe he was in St. Pete yesterday, unless I'm mistaken. But
He was not in St. Pete.
He was not. Okay, awesome. So we will see what he can pull off in Gateway today in an Indycar. Yeah. And we see Cheese Tart pull out now, following the pit exit, coming off of the pit exit actually. But we will see what he can do once he reaches the stop lane.
Round the track to go. It's slow all the way through turn 3 and 4.
And he starts his qualifying journey now. Going in a good pace through the first turn. Going into the second turn, he goes low.
Oh, airborne?
Airborne, that will lose him a couple of valuable seconds. And he does come 8th with a 23.917. Let's see if he does manage to improve this lap. He's going to have to in order to beat Mabel and try and climb P7.
Is it low all the way? Goes out through the middle lane.
And Cheese Tart not able to beat Mabel.
Now, but King. Okay.
I believe he is giving it one more attempt. Nope, cannot improve. So he will be coming into the pits. No, apparently he gives it one more lap. Oh no, never mind, he just missed the pits. Okay, so that will be Cheese Tart's qualifying over and done with. As we see him gain P8. Don't think he'll be too happy about that one.
Out on track.
Who was that, sorry?
Cameron. King.
Awesome, so we see Cam heading out now. About to start their qualifying journey on Gateway.
Goes middle.
Six of
the
them.
line.
Six in the middle throughout the first turn. Comes into the second turn. Goes low.
Keeps the low line. Exit on the middle. High.
And we see him gain P3. That is an impressive on his first lap. We will see him coming in for a second lap now.
High lane. Goes middle. Exit. And up to P2.
And he takes P2, just barely coming over Hydrax by 0.17. Or 0.017, sorry. But that is an impressive qualifying from Cam. They will be very happy with that one.
All drivers are within it. Boom.
Now we have Chesko, number 1 from last race. Let's see if he can pull off an amazing qualifying today.
Number 1 to number 10 is nearly separated by 1 second.
And Chesko will start his qualifying now. Chesko, what we saw earlier with his interview, he knows his competition, he knows what he can do. We'll just see if Gateway is kind to him today and we can see him show off the talent that he very clearly has. Chesko making contact with the wall there, that will cost him a little bit of time, and he comes P7 on his first lap. 23.396. He will have to, yes, massively improve his lap time. Comes in round the middle from what I can see. Sorry for any lag that may cause. He does improve P5. Our race leader from St. Pete is coming P5 today. So our qualifying leader will be frozen with a solid 23 seconds. But I know Chesko will be happy about P5. Not overly happy about it, but yeah, it is a solid position to come in.
Well, people on the green side will take the reward.
I believe they're just organising themselves now.
Yeah.
Well, they do organise themselves. Let me just bring out how qualifying format again. We see we will have 45 minutes of total qualifying time, no resets. So if any of the cars today did manage to crash, that would have been their time over.
Yeah.
It was reverse champion order. So we did see the person that finished last today.
So the green
Did
side must be the fast lane, so that means Lava skips the queue but loses any time left before.
Yes.
And then we have the red side, which is the slow lane.
Yes, I believe you are correct on that one. But we will go back to the race now as we do see Hydrax coming in, making some laps here. We'll get some good clips of Hydrax in a second. Hydrax coming in at P2 from his general laps. As he is making his laps, it does seem like he is improving. Actually, he came in P3, so he has looked like they improved from P2. And he will be coming back into the pits now.
Or he might have said, nah, not worth it.
Mabel has left his car and now running on the track. That is an interesting strategy from Mabel, but oh well. And we see a car materialize. We do like to have some fun around here. So it'll be interesting to see who goes next. Who will Finnick set off next? It will be Cappy.
Yep.
Cappy, who we saw P6, 23.313. Coming into the grass, coming from the pits. Let's see if they are able to improve at any point. Flying past our TV screen there. And the second one. Yes, they do improve over Chesko.
Yep.
So it will be interesting to see if Chesko manages to come out and defend his P5.
Yep. And the car is in park.
So as we wait for the next car to come, we've seen some very good laps today here from here at Gateway qualifying. No accidents currently, but we do see a Cam coming out. Cam, who originally set a lap time of 23.05. Very impressive, very clean, but we will see if they are able to do anything about it now. Cam coming in low in the first turn, I believe. Oh, second turn, I do apologise. And are they able to... They do come! P1, 22.967! That is the
And that means
fastest.
we have cracked the 23 seconds mark.
Able to beat Frozen's time by 0.33, which is very impressive. Very close, but very, very impressive by Cam there. I believe we will see them coming into the pits. Cam will be very happy about that finish. As we turn our attention to the blimp view, we'll see our next driver go in a couple of seconds. Next driver is out. I believe, yes, this will be Cheese Tart coming out of the pits. Cheese Tart, who...
Will Cheese Tart improve from being bottom to top?
23... 23.629.
The pack. Yep. Of the high lane across the line.
Is Cheese Tart able to improve? They don't actually. They will currently keep their time 23.629. Unfortunately, I don't actually believe they will be able to improve on this one as well. Nope. So they will be keeping their time as a 23.629. Unfortunate for Cheese Tart, but doesn't mean that is their race over. As they come into the pits, they do hit the cones, but it doesn't like any car. It doesn't look like any car damage has been taken so far. So it is Hydrax again coming out. Hydrax once again trying to take P1. Will need to improve severely by, I believe, 0.6 or 0.67 to take P1. 0.067, sorry. My math is very good. As we see Hydrax coming into this corner now. And they take it like a boss. Unfortunately, isn't able to improve. But hopefully we will see that change on this lap. No, isn't able to improve, so I believe they will keep their P3 spot, but a very respectable spot nonetheless. Never mind, I do tell a lie, they are coming in for, yes, another lap. We should improve on. And Hydrax coming out of his car. I believe he did miss the pit exit there.
And now Swift thing is going out.
Yeah, so I believe it will be Frozen that's coming out. Hydrax making his very dominant walk back to the pits. Right now, though, the qualifying order will be looking at Cameron with a 22.967, Frozen, Hydrax. Oh, I believe we actually have a car on the track. Do you know who just went past? Oh, Drifting. Drifting is actually on the track.
Yeah.
Apologies for missing that. Drifting are currently 23.167, respectable P4. He does hit the wall there, so I don't believe he will be able to improve from Hydrax's. No, he doesn't improve. I believe we will see him coming into the pits now. Yes, he will be coming into the pits.
That gives us the slow lane now.
Yes, the slow lane. So I believe it will be Frozen coming out.
Yeah.
Frozen ready on the throttle.
Yep.
Just waiting for Fennec to give him the go ahead, and we will see Frozen coming out. Frozen's original was a 23 seconds flat. Very impressive. Don't often see lap times coming in as a dead number, but Frozen managed to do it today. Let's see if he can improve. And we see Frozen flying past our cameras at a good 160 there, I believe we clocked him up. And we go on board on cockpit with him, see if he can improve his lap time. Unfortunately, he doesn't on that one, but we will see if he can improve on this one. Flying past our cameras.
Left.
Never mind. I believe it is one lap for the slow lane. But we will see him coming back into the pits, and we will see who will be our next victim for Gateway. I believe they are actually coming out now. You know who just left? Actually, it's Desert Foe, which was the driver in dead last with a 23.966, very close to 24 seconds, which is a massive time difference than the rest of them. But we will see if they are able to improve. Hopefully, if they want to get any decent times for Gateway tomorrow. Coming around the corners, is braking heavily and isn't able to improve on that lap. Yeah, so that will be Desert Foe. Staying in dead last, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we do see Chesko coming out now. Chesko currently on P6 with a 23.233. We know how impressive Chesko's racing is. Sorry about that. But hopefully he is able to improve. The fans love him. Commentators love him. He gives us some very good stuff to commentate on. But if he isn't able to improve on Gateway today, his race will heavily suffer.
Yeah. That means gonna have to do some different strategy.
Oh, it hits the wall there. No damage to the car by the looks of it, but that will heavily impact what he is able to do in qualifying. I believe he is coming in now.
Yeah.
Never mind.
After all.
Hits the board again. Chesko, it is clear he is very good at street tracks, but when it comes to circuit, he just doesn't have that power, unfortunately. And we will see him come into the pits. And I believe Mabel is coming out now. Mabel, the team owner of One Ring Racing. He did crash again in St. Pete many times, went to the pits many times, but he is here in Gateway trying to make a name for himself, trying to win Gateway trying to win Gateway Racing tomorrow. Let's see if he is able to improve his qualifying though. He does come off the track and hit the corner, which will massively massively affect his lap time. Mabel not improving. I believe that was a car behind him. Don't know why. I believe that has been taken care of because I can no longer see it. Unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. Burton Bell coming in for his second lap. Does he improve? He does not improve. So I believe he will be keeping his P9 position at 23.467 seconds. 0.5 seconds below Cam, which will be a massive time difference. But we'll see how he's able to hold up tomorrow. Thankfully, however, we have had no incident today in Gateway qualifying. Very clean racing from all of them.
Yeah.
I believe we have Cam coming out now. Cam, who we have as P1. Very impressive racing from them today. Let's see if they're able to show us what they can do and improve on this 22.967. Cam going very low into these turns here. Maybe that would be a strategy we'll see from the rest of them. Doesn't improve on that lap, but it is very hard to improve on a 22.967.
Yeah.
Cam coming into the pits now does actually improve 22.85. That is very impressive being able to improve on their P1 spot already.
Yep.
And we have Cappy coming out now. Cappy with their current track of P5 with a 23.179. Will they be able to improve and get beyond drifting flames? Don't believe they improve on that lap. But we can clearly see them doing a respectable 160 down the straight there, keeping that momentum going around the corners. So we might see them improve on this lap. We do not, unfortunately. They are very close to drifting flames, but they just can't get past them. I believe that will be their P5s secured. The team will be happy about that, though. A P5, very close to a P4. That it will be something to go
And
home
now
proud of.
T-Stock goes out on track.
Cheese Star, who is a P10, 23.629 seconds. Hopefully they will be able to improve above Mabel, who is a 23.467. As we have 50 seconds left of qualifying, we have seen some very good laps today from all of the racers. No accidents whatsoever. It has been amazing.
No lost tire, no lost wing.
No debris.
Nice clean qualifying.
No debris across any of the track. Maintenance will be very happy about this across all teams and the track. And we will see Cheese Start coming in now. They are not able to improve from Mabel.
That also might be qualifying time is up in 4 seconds.
I believe so. So we see Cheese Tart coming in and is signalling red flag from qualifying. We'll just quickly see if another car has come out. Roto has come out. So we do see a Roto coming out the pits now, trying to make their laps a little bit better. But if they actually do manage to improve, that will be up to them. So yes, this will be the final run confirmed from Fennec. Roto. Hopefully he can show us what it's done. Hopefully he can show us how IndyCar truly operates. He will be coming in P8 currently. 23.313. Tied with Tommy. Exactly. That is something you never see. That will be very interesting for qualifying if he's not able to improve. Actually, he comes into the pits now, so
23.317 and 23.317.
That will be interesting to see how they decide how they're going to handle that. But we do have Cam P1 qualifying 22.850. That is how it's done. Frozen 23. I believe I do hear another car going, but oh no, Hydrax. Hydrax coming out. We'll get some a little bit more footage of them. Why not?
Yeah.
Hydrax making a little bit of contact with the wall there. And Hydrax slowing down. So I do believe that is qualifying over.
Yep.
So yes, Cam 22.85, amazing finish for qualifying. Frozen very close behind, 23 exactly. Hydrax 23.033. Those are your top three. Those are very close, but very amazing lap times. So it will be interesting to see what these drivers can do tomorrow. If they can show, if they can improve on their laps, if they will end up crashing, causing some yellows, or if we can actually see more racers finish. So we have, hopefully we can get Cam in an interview now.
Yeah, hope so.
Let me just double check if we can.
Do that.
Just bear with us. So we will have 3 interviews today. So we will have Cam, Roto, and Chester. as our interviewees.
Yeah. So
So we will see if we can pull in Cameron now, as we see Cameron. So we will need to move to Cameron.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Hello,
We're
hello.
gonna go. Hello. Hi. So Cambler pole sitter, of course. So that RDH pole award, RDH pole award presented by Road Racing Development Hub.
Yep.
I mean, you guys can go through what you have, what questions, any notes, I guess, and yeah, go for it.
Awesome. So Casper, would you like to start?
you can start.
Okay then.
Start.
So, Cam, how do you feel getting P1?
It feels nice. Definitely better than last week of missing out by tenths.
Mm.
It's good to be first. I'll just
22.85. That is very impressive. I actually think you beat the average qualifying time on that one. Do you have any worries about the race going forward, or have you very confident about it?
I'm very confident about it with the setup I have, and the pace I'm carrying. I mean, it showed I am very much faster than a lot of the people here, but quality and race pace are two different things.
Frozen setting a 23. I believe Frozen will be your main competition, and Hydrax as well in the race. However, have you got any concerns about those two specifically, or?
I think they'll give me some trouble, but we'll see how strategies and cautions fall. That we'll see how it plays out, because they could very well fade out near the end, or just not have the pace in general.
Okay, Casper, have you got any questions?
Who do you see as your biggest rival so far this season?
My biggest rival?
Yeah.
Probably either Yogurt or Chesco. Chesco's been really fast. And then Frozen Yogurt E was really good in qualifying today. So I think those two people are going to be the fastest, but we will see.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see. Sorry, what was that?
That's all I have.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
So, I believe that is all the questions that we have for you. We do hope that you have a good race tomorrow, and we
Thank
will
you.
definitely be there to commentate how it goes.
All right. Thank you.
No worries.
All right, I think next up we have Rotor
Awesome.
giving us an interview. So right after this, we're gonna actually do a practice race. So that's gonna be quite fun. I mean, watching the qualifying session, it was pretty fun to watch. Some good lap times getting. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any more people into interview. I'm just checking right now.
Okay. Just let us know what's going on, and we can certainly adapt to it.
Actually, I think we're gonna bring another guy in.
Okay.
I'm gonna be bringing up Hydrax. As we saw in qualifying, I mean, he had a very great first run, and then he gambled it away with that strategic play to go to the fast lane, and unfortunately, he was not able to improve. All right, now here he is, Hydrax now, going to be up for an interview.
Hello.
Hello, Hydrax.
So, what exactly was, I guess, your idea behind which you did in qualifying, where you sacrificed your lap times and unfortunately sacrificed your actual almost front row start
Um,
with the fast lane move
I
there,
was
and
averaging a
unfortunately unable to improve.
22.7, but I guess like the lap times were short for me. I fell short because it was 2 laps, so I didn't get enough speed, and
Mhm.
the line I took in turn 1 and 2 was way tighter than I expected. So yeah, but P6 is not bad. I'll climb my way up hopefully, and yeah.
All right. Well, hope you're gonna have a good run tomorrow. I mean, it is gonna be very difficult to really get a great run, but if you can get a good start tomorrow and just in general, just a overall good performance, I think it will help you. Of course, finishing would be nice to get some points on the board. Unfortunately, not happening for you in St. Pete's. And yeah, all the best luck too. I think you're gonna be able to run the distance looking at your performance. And next up, we're
Yeah.
gonna have Rotor.
Awesome.
All right, Rotor's here now. Welcome, welcome. So you had a
Yeah.
pretty. I won't say it was.
No, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
say it
don't
was a
know.
great
I
performance,
I
but.
don't know the line. I don't have a setup. To be honest, I'm just gonna bank on everyone
Mhm.
DNFing and just keeping it clean. That's the only reason I
Yeah.
know I can
However,
answer it.
you did have something quite special happen today, and you set the exact same lap time as Meb. Now, first of all, that's something that hasn't actually happened since I believe, ironically, also you in the multi-class in the EDRS multi-class championship, when you and your teammate crossed the line
Yeah,
exactly
same
at the
time.
same time. So you guys
Yeah.
tied for the win, but how do you feel about now tying for almost last place?
Bad.
Almost last place.
Uh, I just don't feel good.
Do
That's
you
the
think
truth.
you can improve on this performance during the race? It is better than a
Hopefully,
pit lane start.
cause I know I don't have quality pace, but I know I have race pace. So hopefully, I can improve. Cause I've been faster than most of the drivers ahead of me in like race wise. I just need to
Mhm.
improve my line through turn 1 and 2. That's it.
And I'm pretty sure oval racing is something that is new to you. You have not done oval
No,
racing
it's
too
not.
much
I,
before.
I've
And
done over. I did oval racing before. Uh,
how have you?
endurance.
Stock cars or
IndyCar and stock car.
IndyCar stock car? Awesome. But yeah, still, this level of competition at ovals, it's quite high here. Really excited to see what you can do tomorrow. And I do know that you have great race pace. I mean, I've raced against you, and you have great consistency. I'd say not raw pace, but you do have a very high bar, um, and very high consistency throughout the race. And best of luck to you. All
Fennec,
right, I think
Yeah.
that's it. No,
Fennec,
next
for
we have Chesko, and
the
that's it.
people watching as well, with the same lap time, how will that be sorted out?
Whoever set the lap time first is basically going to get the position. So
Okay.
they set the same lap time, but Rotor set it second. So after Map, so he will get the position. Now we have Chesko, our championship leader, not able to perform great in qualifying today. Going to be starting in the midfield, but hopefully for him, he will be able to improve that um,
Yeah.
during the race. Not starting exactly in the back or in the front, really just in the middle. And yeah, let's hear what he has to say about that.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Shisham.
Oh yeah, honestly, I've never been a really good quality guy on oval, so I'm not too surprised. Also had some pretty bad lag in that second run, which did not help. But yeah.
Do you feel
Yeah, and
like? I'll go on,
oh yeah,
Fennec.
go ahead.
Okay. So, do you feel like your threats have changed now? In your like what you've shown us in your circuit gateway.
I mean, biggest thing right now is just gonna be surviving the first like 20 laps, because everyone's gonna be all packed up on that start. Two wide starts here. It's not gonna be fun.
Hmm.
We'll see how it goes. So.
Yeah, and how do you feel? Is there any pressure yet as you're heading out of round one and now into round two? Is there any pressure to perform um, after that great race at St. Pete's? You had the very close finish there with Cam. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep up with you after a few mistakes in the closing two laps. It was a close finish, still only a few tenths apart. But do you think you can keep this momentum going and just keep on improving throughout the race and hopefully get a good finish, maybe even a
I
win?
mean, unlike St. Pete, it's gonna be pretty hard. Gateway, especially 1.25 mile oval, pretty flat compared to a lot of other tracks. It's gonna be a lot of luck, especially with how short this track is. You can't get away with pitting early if you think a caution is gonna come out like I did in St. Pete, right? The lap time is just too short and the pit stop's too long. If you pit too early, you're gonna go lap down, and once you're lap down, we don't have wave rods in this league, so it's definitely gonna be. There's a lot of selective pressures that's really gonna change how this race is gonna go. Pit stop strategy and making sure that you can survive the entire time.
Yeah, it really is going to be about survival in some of these cases, especially in the first, I'd say 150 laps. You are guys are just going to be trying to keep as many resets as you can and just, yeah, really get to the final stage of the race where you're actually going to start racing, final 50. What is your strategy you have in mind at the moment? Have you been able to run enough to kind of have an idea of when you want to stop and what tire compounds you want to run?
Yeah, I definitely have a general idea of what my strategy is gonna be. It's probably gonna look something pretty similar to St. Pete. St. Pete I was just pretty lucky to run out front all day, but I'll definitely try and go for the long run at the start, then just try and preserve everything to the end. Like St. Pete, right? 2 minutes left to push past with 10 laps, not even 10 laps to go. Definitely what won me the race there. Just being able to stay off push pass, run lean, and still be able to have pace was really what won me that race there.
Yeah, I mean, you got away barely, just barely at the end there. Cam had the deploying you, but he didn't have the pace. Tire wear, of course, playing into your hand there. He did have a lot more deg than you, but you would have been very, very vulnerable if he was able to stay there with the push to pass. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a game of saving here. Um, as we know, ovals they do drain your push to pass quite a bit. Not the same deployment as around other tracks. And yeah, best of luck to you.
Also,
We're
can
gonna
I
do
make
a
a
little
note on the
practice race
push
here.
pass thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, push pass here, given the 20-second cooldown, right? If you use
It's
it
12.
on one straight for how long?
It's 12. 12, 12, 12.
Oh, no, it's 15.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you use it, like say you use it on the back straight, right, going into turn three and four, since
Hmm.
turn three and four is a lift depending on your setup.
Yeah.
Once you come out of turn two, you're just gonna have nothing left, and if that driver behind you still able to keep up with you, going on to that back straight, he's gonna have push pass pretty much the entire lap, and you're just gonna be a sitting duck. So it's really gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be a strategy race here. It's gonna be
Yeah.
very strategy heavy. So
When
that's
we
how it
did
is.
some test races actually earlier this week, I don't know, I don't believe you were there. We did a few, not a big grid, but one of the things I really noticed is that a driver really has to make their move stick. If they use up their deployment, they have to make it worth it. So if you're trying to pass a driver, if you don't get by them, that is something that is really going to hurt you in the long run,
Yeah,
as we
I think
know.
tomorrow's really going to be about trying to make your moves on the track without having to use push pass, right? Also, another thing, I think we are probably going to have lap traffic. Given the qualifying spread, it's going to be
Hmm.
very likely. So we'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah, it's nearly a
Um,
second.
yeah. And what's it? 200 laps? It's going to be pretty intense
200, yeah.
there. 200.
It's going
Yeah.
to be a very long and intense race. I don't know about long, but it's definitely going to be an intense one.
Yeah, 250 miles of gateway. See how it goes.
All right. Well, happy to hear from you, and let's hope that you can keep up with your rivals around this track. First oval race of the season. Let's see what you can do around here. All right. Thank you.
See you.
That's it. All right now. So, what do you guys think? What do you, Mint and Casper? What do you expect from tomorrow's race?
Well, I expect a lot of good racing, and we probably gonna see a lot of caution with the contact that's gonna happen. But in the end, I think it's gonna be a good race.
I agree. I mean, this track, I mean, the run out of turn 3 and 4, if you can keep it flat, that's going to be one place to really watch during this race. I've seen drivers make moves around the outside a lot around this track, and it's a very aggressive move, but you can make it work, and it's very exciting when you see it happen. Um, you're gonna have to definitely watch out for that. Another thing that I've noticed as we were doing practice races and such is that the move into turn one, the setup that you make to make to sorry to determine your line further than that. You can. It's a great like switchback opportunity, maybe a great defensive opportunity if you can really keep it on the apex, and it really can, you know, punish or reward a driver that turn one corner and also that final corner if you can keep it pinned.
Yeah.
Now, any thoughts from you, Mint?
I believe there won't be as many cautions as we believe. I believe, yes, there will be some cautions at the start, like Chesko said, when they're all bunched up together. But when we actually get into that racing, like around maybe lap 60, we'll have some very good racing from there, hopefully. Um, until we start reaching like some of those laps cars, as we saw from the 1 second gap, which is outstanding difference in the type of circuit race that we have today. So not as many cautions as people may think, but there'll definitely be some cautions. Definitely be an interesting race tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how many cautions there might be. It is an oval, so it might be a bit easier to stay to do some wheel to wheel racing. At the same time, it is an oval, a lot more cars bunched together. So we'll see how that plays out. I hope you're right. I hope there's going to be a lot less cautions, but we'll have to see tomorrow. 250 laps, and yeah, this is going to be a really, really exciting round. After this, we're going to Long Beach, and then only 5 rounds into the championship, we're going to get the Indy 500. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you all tomorrow.